Hey, this is Randy from the Pittsburgh food scene. Today we're at the Lawrenceville neighborhood checking out a cool Italian restaurant called Piccolo Forno. I've been here numerous times. It's always been a good time. I'm going to show you guys why it's one of the best restaurants in the city. From looking at this menu, I'm always having a hard time deciding what I'm getting. That's what makes Piccolo Forno so great. Just finished the crostini di fegato. The chicken liver pate had a really earthiness to it as far as the taste goes. But I also like the fact that they added the Kalamata olives, and the saltiness of those olives balances out the earthiness of the pate. So the balance was very well done. And I also like the fact that the baguette had a really crunchy taste to it, but just enough softness to bite into. Hey guys, just had the focaccia ripiena. The reason why I got that is because it was a stuffed pizza, and you can never go wrong with stuffed pizza. What I like about this pizza is that you can open it up and see what's in there, which was prosciutto cotto and fresh mozzarella. The pizza had a airy, flaky, buttery taste to it, and the crust reminded me of eating English muffins. And the crust, I believe, is the best part of the pizza. I can ask you a few questions about Piccolo Forno and yourself. How did your passion for cooking get started?
I would say working kind of side by side with my mom and dad. They had a bakery in the Strip District,
Right.
Called Il Piccolo Forno, and growing up over the years, spent a lot of time there with them. So they really instilled a kind of core value of our roots and our cuisine,
Right.
Tuscan cooking. And then also going back to Italy in the summers whenever I was younger, spending
Right.
time with family over there. My family over there also has a similar type of place, restaurant, where they do pizzas, and of course a lot of their own kind of dishes from the region.
So that region is like, it's pizza's like is the main focus, or it's not?
Well, anywhere you go in Italy, pizzas are going to kind of differ, from region to region.
Right.
But I think across the board, though, there's a lot of wood-fired pizzas is kind of the staple throughout Italy, and I just kind of try and model mine after the way that my uncle does it, the ones I grew up eating.
Right. Okay. And here, it actually kind of leads up to a tougher question. Who influenced you the most? That's
I don't know if any one person, probably my uncle's pizza. So, I mean, my family in Italy probably was the biggest influence for the love of food and cooking and Tuscan cuisine,
All right. What is the best part about working at Piccolo Forno? Like waking up every day, like what makes you want to work, be part of this?
I think it's the people. I have a great staff, a great crew of people here that work, put a lot of love and passion into what they do. And that's always great to see. And besides that, it's just the customers. Getting people that will try something new, try something different they might not have had before. Everything being made fresh in house, kind of our niche thing here. The handful of pastas and the hand stretched pizzas. I think the feedback from people, the customers, is always very rewarding and probably the most enjoyable part.
I can see why you guys have been here 7 years and still going strong.
Yeah, it's it's a great neighborhood too. Lawrenceville's really come around a lot these days, so it's more of a destination for people, and so we always see new people coming and going.
Right.
And it's just all around. It's been good all around, yeah, for sure. sure.
That's definitely good to hear.
Yeah.
With your menu, does it change often, or?
From time to time, I'll subtract and add some dishes, but there's a lot of dishes that are kind of a mainstay that I wouldn't mess around with. Things like the lasagna is kind of our signature type of thing. But I often do get bored with things and want to, change it up. And then we'll do specials often on weekends too. Come up with a special pizza, a special pasta dish.
Right.
So we work with the ingredients, seasonally with what we have. Our risotto is always changing every week or 2 weeks, depending on how well it's taken and how people are responding to it. So yeah, I mean, there's it's not a lot. It's not like a changing menu every day, but I would say every few months there's things happening.
Right. Definitely. And as far as ingredients, are most of your produce and meat local, or?
Most of the a lot of the produce I get, my suppliers, whenever they can get it locally, they will, and I'll take it. I'm not one of those places that's just strictly local produce because, given with the season, sometimes it's hard to get things, obviously from time to time. But when I can, I like to use the local, vegetables and the meats and cheeses. All of my cured meats, my salami, prosciutto, sopressata, those things, they all come from Parma in the Strip District.
Okay. Right.
They have wonderful products and they're great, and I like to use them also because they're local. And then most of my other specialty Italian ingredients, I get from Pennsylvania macaroni.
It's another good place.
Yeah. So yeah, I definitely do a lot of business in the Pittsburgh area. I don't really use any kind of the big companies, Cisco's or anything like that. So.
Right. Cool. What do you think makes Piccolo Forno unique compared to other Italian restaurants in the city? What makes you guys really stand out?
Like I mentioned before, I think kind of our niche nowadays is the fresh pasta aspect. All of our pastas hand rolled, hand cut, and hand formed. So I think that's kind of, and between that and just kind of offering up different types of sauces than you might normally be used to.
Right.
Than your usual, Italian-American style marinara, spaghetti and meatballs. I always like to do things that I'm more familiar with, like rabbit and boar. So that's kind of, I feel like, what's become our niche these days is giving people a different take on what they usually think of as Italian food.
Right.
Which is great, Italian-American type of food. But I just want to do it a little more personal. More Tuscan-based.
Right. Where do you see Piccolo Forno in a few years?
Oh, that's a tough question. I don't know. I guess, I still want to be doing what I'm doing here, for sure. I will probably still be BYOB because there's a lot of great response. There's always been a lot of good response to that. People can kind of keep it more affordable that way, more casual type of atmosphere. So I guess there's no big changes, on the horizon.
Right.
At some point I'd like to do another type of location somewhere, but gotta find the right kind of location for that to happen. And I don't know if that would necessarily be exactly the same, or just another restaurant in general. So I guess it's all kind of up in the air right now. But.
Okay, now we go to the fun questions.
Okay.
All right. Best and worst dish you ever cooked and how it happened.
Best and worst dish. Okay. Trying to think here. Me personally, or here at the restaurant?
It could be both.
It could be both.
Doesn't matter.
Best dish. I think my favorite dish that was really well received was a pasta we made that was an oxtail ragu.
Oh.
So I've raised some oxtails for about 6 hours because it's that kind of cut of meat where it needs a lot of time and attention. So then the meat was literally falling off the bone at that point, and it really made a delicious, rich sauce for the homemade noodles that we were serving it with. As far as worst, I don't know, it's tough to tell. Maybe probably had some risottos that we went a little crazy on that were kind of misses that people didn't take to as well.
Right.
I can't think of any one specifically in general, but I'm sure that there's some that were better or worse received than others. So I don't know if that answers the question.
Always about learning experience.
But yeah, exactly. It's always about learning experience. And I know what people definitely like and what they might not so much take to.
Right. Okay. And here's my last question. Favorite non-Italian food you eat?
I would say Thai food.
I really like that answer.
Yeah, I love Thai food. I love spicy food. I love any kind of, I like any kind of Asian food really, but I think Thai's my favorite because of the spices and the flavors going on in it. And I love a good curry as well. So, you know, that really hits the spot for me. That's pretty much it, you know.
All right, I think that's it for right now, but thanks for taking the time to interview.
My pleasure. Thanks for stopping in.